When thinking back on our childhoods, many millennials and late Gen Xers might recall playing video games and computer games that made us happy. This video is part of a series in which I reminisce and talk about games that impacted me in some way. This particular video focuses on a game called Furnace Frenzy that can sort of be considered a piece of lost media, which according to Wikipedia is a media that has previously existed but no longer does or is lost or not viewable to the public. My story with this game starts back in the early 2000s when my mom used to work at a joint Taco Bell/Pizza Hut. Sometimes when my mom couldn't find a babysitter, she'd take us to work. We'd sit down on a bench where she would keep an eye on us while she worked. The assistant manager took a liking to us and brought us toys, food, and even a TV monitor where he would play movies for us and we would watch them while customers ate around us. On one occasion, he brought us these CDs that he told us Pizza Hut was giving away to promote their company. My brother and I took them home to play on our old computer, and we ended up playing them nonstop. There were a total of 4 games, one of which was Furnace Frenzy, which is the focus of this video. So the premise of the game was that you were playing as the main character, and I don't remember what her name was or if she had a name, but the game begins when she accidentally falls into a furnace and in which they make the pizzas. It's a side view game, so it's similar to like Mario and similar games like that. And the object of the game was to navigate the furnace and collect ingredients such as cheese and mushrooms and peppers along the way in order to make the pizzas. And you were to avoid falling into the conveyor, and you only had a total of 3 lives. The graphics weren't all that great, but I really enjoyed the dark ambient of the game. It was a very simple game, but it was a lot of fun, especially for us because we really didn't have much money and we didn't have enough to buy computer games for the both of us. As an adult, I do find myself remembering these games and wishing I could play them again. Unfortunately, these games are really hard to find now, both in digital and in physical format. Hence why I do consider them to be lost media. They're never ever talked about by anyone online. I mean, when performing a search on Google, only 7 results came up, and 4 of those were of one person asking about the game on several different forum places and sites like that. Even on YouTube, when searching for the game, there were no playthroughs or commentary about the game that I could find. I was able to find one download link for the game on my abandonware, but I don't really trust the link and I'm not willing to take the risk if there is a virus. My copies of these games were lost as my family moved from place to place throughout the years. These kinds of games that, while in the past might have seemed inconsequential or even silly, end up having lasting impacts on us years in the future, especially for those of us who grew up when computers were just becoming the new normal in most households. Games like Furnace Frenzy point to a time when games were still mostly physical and they could get easily lost. My hope is that old CD games like Furnace Frenzy aren't lost forever and that one day I can get my hands on a physical copy and play it like I used to when I was young.